it. Ron Futrell with the latest Vegas Sportscast for this Monday. We got January 8th, and we got a lot going on. College football happening tonight, the national championship in college football. Also, some NFL stuff to tell you about. Vegas Golden Knights continue to rock and roll. We'll give you the latest on that. And Rebel basketball. Start you out with the Vegas Golden Knights. Just a phenomenal performance last night against the Rangers. 2-1 victory. Marc-Andre Fleury stops 28 shots. Only let one through. That was fine. 2-1 win over the Rangers. Interesting crowd. A lot of Rangers fans in the audience last night at T-Mobile Arena, as expected. I mean, that's part of what this team does, is people can come in from outside the country, really outside the country when you're talking about Canada, of course, and other places. But in this case, come all the way from New York, be able to watch the game, enjoy it. Now, I'm sure there were a lot of Rangers fans from Vegas. There are those here. But a lot of people come here, watch the game, stay for the weekend, have a good time, and visit the casinos, lose some money, enjoy Las Vegas. And they actually lost on the ice, too. So anyway, just a great performance by the Golden Knights yesterday. They now have a break. They've got their winter break happening right now. Every NHL team gets a break this time of year. And that's what they've done. For the Knights, they got 5 days off. They do not practice again until Friday, 4 o'clock practice. And then they play on Saturday, and that's here in Vegas. So they get to hang at home, lay low, kick back, rest up, have a good time, enjoy themselves. And the NHL has instituted that this year. Every team gets it. At least a 5 or 6 day break is what they're looking at for teams this time of year. Good time of year to do it, right at the midway point of the season. And as we're talking midway point of the season with the Vegas Golden Knights, they are now 29-10-2. Let that sink in. 29-10-2. They've got 60 points. They are leading the Western Conference. They're second overall in the NHL behind the Tampa Bay Lightning, which is a team that the Vegas Golden Knights beat this year. So we can start talking about Stanley Cup playoffs and also about home ice advantage for a large part of the Stanley Cup playoffs. And if that happens, watch out, because you know how good this team is at home. 18-2-1 is what they are at home. Lost only 2 games at home. So, now it's 41 games into the 82-game season, so they are exactly at the midway point of the season. It's the story in the NHL. One of the great stories in sports this year is what this expansion franchise has done with all the records they've broken and everything they've done. But they now are a legitimate contender for the Stanley Cup. Start of the season, they were 500-1. Now 7-1 at sportsbooks. How do you like that? Is that crazy or what? No, it was 500-1 to start. Gosh, I mean, why wouldn't you? Put that number high, make it big, because no way an expansion team is going to win the Stanley Cup. So, Vegas Golden Knights, again, kicking back, taking some time off right now, their winter break. Rebel basketball not kicking back. They got a game coming up Wednesday. They're playing at Air Force. They have struggled this year, having a difficult time right now in their conference schedule. They are now 1-2 in their conference schedule. In a weak Mountain West Conference, they've lost games at home against Boise State and Utah State and went to overtime to have to win at San Jose State. That ain't good. That's trouble. You could look at the record and go, I got a pretty good record there. What now, 12-4? Well, okay, yeah, but that doesn't matter. You got to be tough in league play. You got to win the conference. You got to do some good things there. There are 4 teams that I thought at the start of the season had a shot at winning this conference: Boise State, Reno, San Diego State, and UNLV. Might be scratching UNLV off that list real quick and make it a 3-team race. And the problem is likely only one team from this conference will go to the NCAA tournament. Okay? So now the good news is Rebels play the conference tournament here in town. Here in Vegas. They have the conference tournament at home. So that's the good news for them. They've done that for years, so they got a pretty good shot. When it comes down to that, but home court has not meant much in the Mountain West so far this year. It should, but it hasn't. College football tonight. Oh yeah, it's the border battle between Alabama and Georgia going at it tonight. Looking forward to this one. Roll Tide or go Dogs? What do you think? Alabama 4.5-point favorites in this one. Nick Saban is just a monster coach when he's got this much time to prepare. I I don't care about either team, but if I had to pick a favorite, I'm going Alabama, giving up the 4.5 points. Georgia's defense is just so good, though. So good. So we'll see. We'll see if that offense from Alabama can make it happen and do something big tonight. But national championship, I do love this 4-team playoff and what it's done for college football. They do need to expand it to 8 teams at some point, and I believe they will. But for now, boy, I love this 4-team playoff. By the way, this is a number 3 team and number 4 team going at it in this case. Alabama's number 4 team, and they're favored to win the national championship tonight. And those 2 states, they're neighbors, but they ain't friends, is what they'll tell you down there when it comes to football. They are neighbors, but when it comes to football, they are not friends down there between Alabama and Georgia. So it's a great matchup, and it's going to be it's in Atlanta. So there, great place for this one, huh? Good timing on that to have these 2 teams going at it. Love that stadium, the new Mercedes-Benz. You see the logo on the top of the stadium, and it opens up sort of like a kaleidoscope. You know, when you're a kid, you open up those kaleidoscopes, you look through them. That's how the roof opens up. Take a look at that tonight and check it out. Rather interesting. Sort of fascinating the way. Love the technology in the new stadiums, and that one's the best. That's the mountaintop right now for what they've done. NFL stuff yesterday. Let's see. Buffalo lost to Jacksonville, so Jacksonville moves on to the next round. And New Orleans Saints, they move on to the next round with the victory that they had over Carolina. Cam Newton just hasn't been able to make it happen since he went to the Super Bowl 2 years ago. So those 2 teams survived yesterday, and you got some games, great games coming up this weekend. We will preview those for you tomorrow and give some point spreads out and let you know some details on what's happening there, because this is going to be fun football weekend coming up in the NFL, as it should be, as we get to the divisional playoffs and move through the wild card teams and see what happens there. New England, the favorite, certainly out of the AFC. NFC, I don't know. What do you think? I mean, can Nick Foles and Philadelphia do it? Without Carson Wentz, that's the problem with Philadelphia, is they don't have Carson Wentz as their quarterback. With him, they would have been clearly the favorite, but now can you look at Atlanta coming on strong? How about the Saints? What they've been doing. But Minnesota is still at the top spot right now and the favorite to come out of the NFC. So, good weekend coming up in football, folks. Still disappointed my LA Rams didn't make it any further, but get ready for next season. Oh, February, by the way, pitchers and catchers getting ready to report for baseball season. Is it too early to start talking about that? We got a little bit of rain in Vegas. Oh, finally, it's been more than 100 days. But it's not a lot of rain, a little bit of sprinkling today in Las Vegas, so it's certainly not feeling like baseball weather, but I'm starting to get that itch a little bit, okay? The Angels picked up Ohtani in the offseason, the great guy from Japan, 21-year-old kid who's the Japanese Babe Ruth. Plays the outfield, hits for average, crushes home runs, and has a 102-mile-an-hour fastball as a pitcher. So, Ohtani is the way his last... I know that's right with his last name, Ohtani. And he picked the Angels, so a lot of promise there in Anaheim right now for that team. But as a Dodger fan, we'll see what they can do with the LA Dodgers. Went to the World Series last year, did not perform well against Houston. See if they can come with some renewed spirit. Is it too early to talk about baseball? I don't think it's ever too early to start talking about baseball. But that's it for the Vegas Sportscast for tonight. Again, Vegas Golden Knights with a well-deserved break. Taking some time off. Guys, rest up, relax, get ready. Saturday night they play again. Friday they're back out on the practice rink at City National Arena. But until then, I'm Ron Futrell, and let people know about the Vegas Sportscast, okay? You can find us wherever fine podcasts are given away. You can get us on Google Play, iHeartRadio, and, of course, iTunes. And subscribe so you get it automatically coming to your phone every day. Just we don't waste a whole lot of time. We keep them down at 10 minutes or so. So you can find out the latest and greatest in the world of sports here in Las Vegas. So download it, subscribe to it, tell a friend about it. You can find us at thevegasportscast.com or on Twitter at Vegas Sportscast. So that's the way I see it. I'm Ron Futrell. Have a good Monday, everybody. Enjoy the football game tonight. Bye for now.